Hello, young Swimcast citizens. Space Ghost here, a.k.a. George Lowe, inviting you in for all of the creamy, enjoyable listening goodness. Let's ladle some up right now, shall we?
That was George Lowe, everyone. The amazing George Lowe. Thank you very much.
Well, greetings, listener. I am Space Mike. If you can't tell by the music in that lovely intro, this is our Space Ghost retrospective. Welcome to the Swimcast. By our calendar, it's February 1st, 2008, and this is Swimcast Episode 18. Woo. The cast of this cast... Why doesn't he get a key? It's Chiclo.
What's up?
Sometimes his brains and sexual organs are made of M80s, and sometimes he explodes to attract killer bees. It's Centroid 91.
Oh no, I forgot to tell the bees.
And for this time we have a couple of special guests. Honey, those are not children. Those are packets of cream cheese. Please welcome Atarian.
Greetings, you people. Or persons.
And he turns red traffic lights green just by staring at them. Making his big return, it's Mr. Bean Troll.
That's not right. He's a crowd favorite.
So if a shark on whiskey is mighty risky and a shark on beer is a beer engineer, what is a Mr. Bean Troll on Jameson?
I don't know. Something
Our
really
email,
scary.
Our email, if you want to contribute, is swimcast@aquatincentral.com. And if you'd like to chat with us, you can join our chat in IRC, any of the Adult Swim family sites chat button. We're at irc.cygenics.net, number Carl's Pool.
And as you can figure by now, we've added a new feature to our Swimcast called Sounds.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about Space Ghost this week, I want to thank Jeff for stopping by because he is our Space Ghost expert along with Bean Troll.
Yay.
So why don't we just jump right into it? I won't even tell you what we're going to do with the second half of the show right now. And
unspeakable things.
Horrible, crazy things.
So why don't we start out with the favorite character thing? Guests first.
Oof. Alright, I'll go first. This is Jeff Atarian. I'm gonna have to go with Space Ghost. I mean, he's the space most.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, alright. Definitely, Space Ghost, but I'm not gonna take the easy way out like Jeff did. I'll go with, one of the definitely side characters, Commander Andy of the Cosmos.
Commander.
Factor 9 and Prosper.
The turned upside down Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I honestly, Jeff, taking one of the three, main characters is kind of a cop-out. Cop-out!
Well, I'm gonna have to think.
I think Jeff should have to repick.
Jeff's repicking.
Alright, so go to the next person.
Chiclo.
Well, I was going to say Moltar, but apparently that's a cop-out.
Cop-out.
I'll say Lokar.
Lokar is a good choice.
Well, hello, this is Lokar. And Zorak hates him. Yeah.
I am Lokar. You found me out, you this pile of pulchritude. You found me out, you big lumpy lump.
John.
Well, I guess if I can't choose the top three, I guess I'd have to go with Master Shake. I don't know.
Master Shake and his inner chocolate.
This is a cup that contains my chocolate inner being.
That And I think I'm going to go ahead and pick Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. I am always on your mind. The world is in your mind.
Well, that and it's the same interview for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
No, four episodes. There's Kentucky Nightmare, then there's Momentary 2, and Momentary 3.
And
Baffler
Baffler Mail.
Oh shit, so 5. Sorry.
Oh, man.
God.
Old
Got
But
the
I'm-
mileage out of that.
I'm going to go ahead and stump for Moltar, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Space Ghost is my favorite, but too many people go down on Moltar, and he's a lava kind of a molten man.
Even though he doesn't
Yeah.
rinse his cup.
Well, it's just because in the focus groups, the children would not put their lips to his cup.
That's what it comes down to.
Oh, and there was an episode where they mentioned how his action figures didn't sell too.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what they said, but it.
Also, was
Are-
complaining about it.
Did everybody mention their favorites?
Yes.
I must say I'm disappointed there's no love for Chad.
Oh,
Chad
there's
Coastal.
for Chad.
He-
He's just not one of my
He's my
favorites.
second favorite.
Don't misconstrue that just because
Hey,
we
all
didn't
my
say
right.
someone.
Rocket from
that-
the crypt. I am.
Another one of my favorites would have to be Leonard Ghostal.
Yeah, there's nothing we hate about this show. There's absolutely nothing. So just because we forgot, say, Brack. Old Brack.
Hi, my name is Bragg!
New Brack was infinitely better than old Brack, who just yelled.
The first time I remember Brack showing up on Space Ghost, it was him and his brother Sisto. They were watching Space Ghost and they were laughing like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first or second episode, they were watching Zorak and Moltar's greatest hits infomercial. They were
Yeah.
singing nursery rhymes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't know Sisto had a voice.
he just farts. That's how he
Yeah.
communicates.
I like them better on the Brack show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chad was great, just his constant, I mean, that was the episode with Whoosh, which everyone
Whoosh.
would remember.
Whoosh. Whoa.
He would just show up and, of course he's the evil twin. He's got the goatee, otherwise he looks just like him.
Oh no,
You know,
it
that's a total
changes.
rip-off.
It
It's not-
changes.
sometimes it's a goatee, sometimes it's a mustache. And
Every
the
scene.
thing is, not each time he comes back, each time the camera switches. It's
Each cut. It's a wing, baby.
Well, on the subject of different episodes, start with Jeff here. What's your favorite episode?
I'm torn between like 90 of them, so I'm gonna have to say my current favorite is Warren.
Warren.
Yeah, that's Warren is a talk show host on another planet. He also happens to be a shrub or a plant in a pot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
he's at the beginning of the episode, he's interviewing Space Ghost, being voiced by Gary Owens, who did the voice in the original Space Ghost action adventure series.
Yeah.
Was he?
Space Ghost
was-
uses the impostonator and gets upset.
Is that the Bush who was in a little bit of the Brack show where they had the biscuits attacking the city in the background?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check it. I wouldn't be
But-
surprised if they reused it though.
Yeah, pretty sure. Bean,
oh god, okay.
whittle it down for me.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I would say there's 3 that have always been top of my favorite. Plus, I reference them a hell of a lot. Dreams,
Yeah.
with Urine, We Be Curin, and
Won't you help?
Flip Mode, which is the quick, suck on the pipes, and with the wooden eels dive, and no, go to 21,000 leagues. Well, why? Why Space Ghost? Because it's more fantastical. And then Girl, and a lot of that stems from I used to have really long hair, and my stepbrother decided after we saw that episode that I had beautiful girl hair, and he still says it, even though I don't have long hair anymore. And I on Halloween I tell the story of the headless Madcomer of Combe Mountain.
Oh.
So if I'm at a Halloween party, it gets told. If I'm around little kids, it gets told. It does not matter, and I always make sure I have a comb in my pocket. I don't have a pink plastic, but I do have a comb, and then I pull it out and start moving it up and down.
I love the dialogue in that episode.
very rigidly.
Oh no! Oh no!
And so literally before Halloween, I rewatched the episode to make sure I have the story down. Like I'm that pointed on it.
Tell it now.
No, I don't. It's not Halloween. And,
It's not Halloween, and there's no wolves out in the forest, or are there?
Oh no! Oh no!
And then the dreams episode. Anytime someone says they're walking a walkathon or something, I'll bring up that I'm walking for retardos, and then I go into it as much as possible with the goal of getting to, with your urine, we be curing, so stand up in a cup.
Won't you help? I know I will.
And I try and say, won't you help as much as possible before they walk away. Alright, so there's my 3.
Chiclo.
I'm pretty sure the name of this episode, I'm not as good with Space Ghost episode names as I am other series. Knifing Around.
Cut.
Yeah. That was the one that guest starred Bjork, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wife.
Uh-huh.
Space Ghost is a zany show.
Yeah.
Bjork comes on and basically plays herself and makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
And that is not a complicated or an accomplishment that you can deny.
Yeah.
What's the name again?
Yeah,
Space
that's my
Ghost has-
favorite line. He's like,
Space Ghost has some of the most interesting lines in that episode.
I want to get married. And what is your name again?
Well, when they're talking about, she has a bagel that she calls mother, and he buried the bagel in the front yard. And then she's got that French DJ living on the sofa or whatever.
French DJ Tricky.
And
Yes, I know about the sofa. It smells like urine.
And yeah, they talk about the bathroom, and he's like, "Bathroom what? That's the couch. You pee on the cushions, and then you boil them." And he tries to get away from her by going out in the back with Zorak and breaking bulbs, and Zorak's already broken them all.
Meanwhile, she's talking to Moltar about Iceland, and she changes her outfit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm from Iceland.
Honey, you're different.
That's very interesting. I'm from Iceland. Did you know that Iceland?
It's an insane show, and she makes it even insaner just by being
Just
being
speaking
herself.
Yeah, I definitely like that. And as far as references go, if anyone's played Call of Duty 4, your melee is a knife. So occasionally I'll get bored with the map we're playing. Either we'll play a terrible team, or I'll start just playing terrible. And I'll start going, I'm knifing around, and I'll just run through the map, hitting the melee button over and over again until I die. And yeah,
That's a good episode.
John, you're up.
I guess if I had to choose, from my recent favorite would probably have to be Baffler Meal.
Oh yeah,
Gotta
because
be.
of the Aqua Teen.
No doubt.
Well, what I like about it is the Aqua Teens are completely different than what
Yeah.
they are in Aqua
What was it? Frylock that had Clarence's voice from the Brack show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, it was
Yeah.
Matt Malera did the voice.
Not only Clarence's voice, but almost Clarence's attitude. Like it's
It was
almost,
That's
mannerisms.
He had a
Fry
lot of
sword.
Clarence's mannerisms.
yeah. And what's funny is, I mean, I love Dana Snyder. I think he's great as Shake. I actually like the Baffler Mills Shake.
Yeah, well, that's Dave.
I just
Yeah.
love the complete deadpan, thinking everything is serious.
Bow down and pronounce your love for me. Louder.
It's
I
why
love-
I've always liked the Mooninites, because it's the same damn character.
Tell him what you fight. I fight hunger. Louder.
I
Let's
love
talk
I love the appearance of the Colonial Man Band in that
Oh,
one.
that's the best part.
I
Yeah.
just love that about the episode, because it wasn't one of those that they really planned to do until they did Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
And
If
did
they're
it
like,
ever
well,
air
that's where it started?
Did it ever
No,
air before Aqua Teen Volume 2 came out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would have aired on New Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
Oh,
No,
It aired
I don't
before,
think
but
it
it didn't
did.
air.
It was on TV before the DVD came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't air. But it aired because Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
it didn't come out
they
before
made
Aqua
it, but they didn't think anyone would like it, and then they were like, "Well, we might as well put it up because people are watching Aqua Teen."
Yeah.
that's Adult Swim for you. We're going to make a show from characters from a show we never aired.
Well, no, I mean, I would give money to see all the. I mean, they're on the freaking DVD. The horrible ideas for Squidbillies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that ended up being a freaking talk show about an anime about perfect hair forever that had nothing to do with anything, and Space Ghost was on.
Like how Breck's dad showed up in that one out of nowhere. Got shot from the ceiling.
I mean, Adult Swim is just. I still think it's the best when it's completely and utterly random, but most viewership.
Well, they've been hyping.
Hey, let's watch Robot Chicken.
They've been hyping the premiere of Squidbillies for nearly a year.
Yeah.
Dropping Centroid hints about it, and he'd posted on the website, and we were all eager and anticipating Squidbillies, and then, what
At
the
the
hell
time-
is this?
At the time, we
You know?
thought they were going to have Squidbillies and a spin-off of Space Catads, which never happened.
Yeah. And we're like,
the thing
this is going to
they
be
actually
awesome.
thought they would have Squidbillies. It's not like they were making shit up. They were working on it and could not get it to work.
Yeah, well, they
Right.
did that to the Space Catads too, but it never really got going.
Yeah,
Like
I
we-
never had a
people
huge
in chat
fan. Like,
were asking
I
about
wanted
Space
Space Catads, but you really watch it and it's like, yeah, it's not going to work. It's like, yeah, there's not enough there.
I'm going to say for my favorite episode, I got to choose between a few of them. There was Eat a Peach, Dreams, Batmantis, Mayonnaise, but I'm going to pick Idlewood South. That's my favorite episode.
Idlewild.
Yes, Idlewild.
Idlewild South. Yeah, that's.
They're all
excuse me.
song titles, yeah.
Yeah, from Allman Brothers
Album
Band.
titles,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is at the very beginning, before the hilarity of that episode picks up, which is basically the whole thing. Space Ghost, care for a tall boy? Moltar. What are you going to do, Spankus? Are
Great
you,
part.
Moltar, are you
Was
aware
that-
of the health risk caused by tall boys? But, yeah, but it makes you feel like a cowboy.
That is the episode with that line. I drank many tall boys. I've never felt like a cowboy.
I think you're doing it right.
does?
You're not doing it right.
God.
Must be. I mean, I'll drink an entire 4 or 6 pack of tall boys, and I feel like something, but it ain't a cowboy.
One thing I think
You know.
has to be mentioned to go just because we're on the subject and I don't want it forgotten. The Chirac episode was just. I mean, Sonny Chirac. He was. I mean, if you know anything about jazz, he was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to do the show was even cooler. And what was funny is my dad likes jazz and he hates Space Ghost, but he knew it was Sonny. When I told him it was Sonny Chirac, he knew what I was talking about. And then the Thurston Moore episode, I love the DVD because it has all the shit that he actually did for that episode. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
You know
was
what?
thinking about the Chirac episode because it's just music pretty much the whole episode, but. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is stupid. It's not funny." Well, it's because Sonny Chirac died. Deal with it.
Yeah.
You goddamn baby.
That's one of the things I love, where there's episodes of Space Ghost where there's hardly any lines at all, or it'll just be music, or Space Ghost following the ant the entire time.
Fire Ant.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
Yeah, I have a story about that episode if we want to get into that.
oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, me and my stepbrother, we used to sleep in the same room, and we'd watch Space Ghost. It came out at 12:15 in the freaking morning. Of course,
Yeah.
going to be in the bedroom watching it. And so Fire Ant came on, and it was the long version, the 30-minute version. And so I'd say about 2 minutes into it, we just start laughing because, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's the same freaking thing over and over again. It's just him humming while he's walking. Okay, so he's walking, following the ant. Then he walks upside down, and then ends up in the water, and his voice is all, he's still humming and shit. And as John pointed out earlier in the pre-podcast thing, where he's like, "I'm mumbling," just says it. And he's under the water, and there's the water effect on the voice, and we lose it, and we just both start cracking up at the exact same time, wake up the entire house. And so my dad comes down, and he's like, what are you laughing? Why is this so funny? And he looks at the screen, and he watches it for about 3 minutes, and he looks at both of us and goes, "I do not get you guys at all," and just walks away. And we continue, trying to keep it as quiet as possible, but it's fucking ridiculous. And then it goes to commercial, comes back, and he's still doing it. And of course, I need to talk to you about your kid. Your son bit me.
Your son just bit me. Ah! Your son's a moron.
He runs away, and then your son's a moron. We lose it again, and you hear from right above us, That's where my dad slept. My dad and my stepbrother's mom slept. You hear, "Shut up!" The thing is, we were both on the same schedule, so we worked at like 3 in the afternoon was when we went in, and we got off at like 11. So we were up until ridiculous time, and we usually played video games, but when Space Ghost was on, that's all we watched, and we would wake them up almost every night, but that was the worst, because we just could not contain it for that episode.
I'd say a good 23 or 24 minutes of that one was just him following the ant.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious, but no,
Sam.
that other generation, and my dad has a great sense of humor. He's the one who introduced me to Mel Brooks and Laurel and Hardy and Marcelo, so all that stuff. And but he just does not do the Adult Swim sense of humor thing.
Yeah.
Although he does like Venture Brothers.
Who doesn't?
Well, Space Ghost is the gateway drug to that.
Yeah.
Space Ghost, you're the most.
He's the Space Ghost.
Yeah, and for those kids listening who don't know, Space Ghost existed before there was an Adult Swim. That's what started Adult Swim.
You owe your Metalocalypse and Family Guy reruns and Robot Chicken
Homo Chicken
to George Lowe. You owe your life to him.
Yep, he's Mr. Adult Swim.
I remember before the Adult Swim block of programming came on, I had just kind of a ritual. The way I ended the weekend, I'd stay up and I'd watch Space Ghost. This is like my freshman year of college. I'd kick back, crack open a beer, and watch Space Ghost, and it was a really good way to unwind, kind of signal the end of the weekend, go to bed, and wake up Monday morning and go to calculus or something. And I remember when the other programs started showing up, the Brack Show, C-Lab, and that's really how I started watching Adult Swim. I would watch Space.
I would say all 5 of us in here probably. I don't know about Mike, but I think we all started with Space Ghost, and then Space Ghost is like, oh, they're doing other shows? What's this Adult Swim thing? And then we got old people in swimming pools.
Well, everybody out of the pool.
I love that freaking song. I miss that. I mean, my wife actually mentioned a couple of years, maybe a year ago. I think I mentioned in the podcast, but she misses the old dun 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 dun, the whole thing with the
yeah. I remember the theme song now that you do the little beats to it.
My completely out of tune because I can't sing worth a shit beats. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we used that last weekend, podcast.
Yeah, we used that. It's a very good song.
Yeah. Just a side note. Speaking of the podcast, so all the people who have started listening while I was on here, it's a hell of a lot better without me. Mike's
I wouldn't say that.
Very good.
I disagree with that.
I do too.
Okay, well, how about this? Mike is a better host than I ever was.
Okay, that I agree with.
He can keep people on topic for a change.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you and I tend to bird walk.
Yeah. Without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is you got 3 people in here who can't stay on topic, and they were the main people there.
Yeah, look at our forums, for crying out loud.
Ooh, look, a beach!
Something shiny. My external hard drive's blue. Everybody, just so you know.
That's Chris.
Speaking of shiny things, how about your favorite guest?
I can narrow it down to 2. It'd be either Bjork or that time, was it James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett came on and they were eating his cake?
Oh, no.
Saying, Metallica's eating my cake.
But with the toy guitar, you're missing the whole them.
Yeah.
With the toy guitar. I mean, like Metallica, and honestly, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I haven't heard their new album yet. But
they have a new album?
They're working on one. But their producer... okay, I'll accept it. Their producer is what screwed them up because they were freaking hilarious back in the day, and they were a good band back in the day. So I'm going to blame the producer because I mean, here's 2. As far as metal's never been really popular, but Metallica was popular, and they freaking come on the show, and their idea of playing a solo was playing with a little toy plastic guitar that they brought in.
Yeah,
it was freaking hilarious.
I used to have one of those.
I mean, it was clearly that they knew what Space Ghost was about, which kind of, honestly, in the end, ruined the show. But they knew what Space Ghost was about. They came on, and it worked. and it was freaking funny. And didn't they do a song about Space Ghost too? I don't remember what the word wasn't that Space Ghost, You're the Most? That?
No, that was the Ramones.
Oh, that was the Ramones. So
Wasn't that Pat Boone?
No, that was
No,
the Ramones.
Pat Boone.
You're right.
Pat Boone did Space Ghost. He's the Space Most.
Oh.
Yeah, Space Ghost.
He's the Space
He's the
Ghost.
Space Most. He's
I
Space
know, the
Ghost.
Ramones did that Way 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 song.
Space Ghost, You're the Most. Yeah. Which is pretty much the same song, but who cares? But no, I remember they did some song for it, but it was ridiculously short, and there was, it was just had that solo in it with the fucking.
God.
Yeah, but they end
Yeah.
up eating his cake. That's always
Yeah.
what stuck out for me.
Yeah.
Metallica is eating my cake. It's just two of them.
Oh,
Well,
God.
How about you, Jeff?
Again, I'm gonna have a hard time picking, so I'm gonna have to pick something I was recently watching. The one with Shatner was really funny.
Yeah.
Even though he kind of knew that was a goofy show, so he was in on the joke.
Bill Shatner.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Shatner has. I mean, if you've heard his album he did with
Ben Folds.
Liam Lynch, with the guy, or no, well, he worked with Liam Lynch and Ben Folds from Ben Folds 5. It's a really good album. It's
Is
a
that,
William Shatner
Has Been?
hilarious. Has Been. It's freaking great. And I keep trying to sell. I used to, when I first got it, I kept trying to sell people on it in the chat and stuff. But it is.
I have a couple songs off of it.
There's not a bit off of it that's not funny. Like
Yeah,
everything
I think
he did, I mean, it's self-deprecating. I mean,
Well,
when he first,
Shatner put
first
out
did
an
it-
album called Has Been. It has to be self-deprecating.
yeah. But the thing is, when he first, got off of Star Trek, he was a jerk. I mean, that everybody knows that he was a jerk to the fans and everything else, along with Nimoy for that matter. But he once he realized, it's ridiculous what I did. The show was stupid. It was kind of silly, but I mean, it was, a lot of people like it, and
There's lots of money in fans.
well, not only that, he's on Boston. I mean, he's somehow went from a really hammy actor in Star Trek to being a good actor.
And Rescue 911.
Yeah, and Boston Legal. I mean, he was good. He's really good on that.
T.J. Hooker.
But
Probably
But
Something
I
else I liked about that episode was since Shatner was in on the joke, it made it seem like Space Ghost was trying to be less informed about him. So not
Yeah.
once
Which made
you look at the
it-
screen
yeah,
and say, "What's your
Good.
thing?"
yeah,
I love I love Moltar's part in that episode where he's the big Star Trek fan and he keeps
Force rules.
trying
How about
to
the fanfic?
pitch the fanfic.
Yeah, I was about to
it.
say, isn't that the one with the fanfic with the guy
Yeah.
with the
Pants are
pants
made of
made out
lasers.
It's a time before lasers.
and there was
But
the
he
thing
couldn't
is, like,
use lasers because they hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah,
was a
it's
time before
contradicting itself.
It was a time
His
before
pants were made out of lasers.
there was the and it wasn't the same episode, but I tend to use in my day-to-day speech because I have no life and all I do is reference shit. But I use the Shats hit the fan, which is a Space Ghost line from an earlier episode. The Shatner's hit the fan.
I wish I could remember which one it was.
God,
So, Shatner, green boobs or blue?
I like what Space Ghost called Star Trek Space Trek.
Yeah.
Remember when that Space Trek show got canceled?
Got canceled. Yeah.
Outer space shows are for children and stupid people.
Stole my line.
when he's on a outer space show, which makes it even better.
Yeah.
He's the space.
I was the spaceman.
I'm the space
Space.
man.
Oh, calling back to Commander. Spaceman, Space Master. You getting it?
Was the professor originally? How many times did they reference that joke though?
Oh yeah.
Bean, you're
Hold
up.
Oh, okay. What are we on? Favorite
Yes.
guest? Okay. Well, Hanson, because they tried to be funny and totally weren't. But
Yeah.
Hey,
I have-
was it all four members of Hanson?
it
Four.
was,
No.
Yeah,
there's only
Tommy.
3 members of Hanson anyway. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh,
Well,
Tommy.
they devoured the fourth one.
They devoured
Yeah.
Monkey.
They ate him alive.
I don't know Hanson. Why the hell would I know Hanson?
No, there's only three.
I'm making a joke because we used to say Monkey was in Hanson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Monkey, the guy who I photoshopped and made it.
Yeah.
As,
The guy who everyone
Yeah.
photoshopped.
yeah, but I made it as an avatar, and it's not an avatar of some forum I post on. I don't remember which one.
Minion.
So it pops up every time I post anything. No, there's another one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a gaming forum. I don't remember which one. Anyway, so him and Joel Hodgson, but I'm a big Mystery Science Theater fan. I would even, I don't call myself a Trekkie or any stupid shit like that, but I will call myself a Misty. So, definitely a big Mystery Science Theater fan. So, Joel. The Joel episode was really good. What other guests? Carrot Top, just because I like the episode.
Yeah.
And it's so cold in space. Cold.
I'm gonna cut in there with and speaking about when Dennis Miller was a guest in Whipping Post. He said, "So which one is Zorak? Is it Tom Servo or
Protea Robot?"
I love Dennis. I mentioned this also in the precast chat. That Dennis recently mentioned Space Ghost on his conservative talk radio show, which hardly ever talks about politics. But he was talking about the past appearances he's done on various talk shows, and he mentioned Space Ghost as one of them that he was on that he was really happy with.
Well, he seemed like he was really kind of into it too. Like he knew what was going on.
Out of all the weird ass random shit that he's aware of, I'm sure. He mentioned Aqua Teen, because they were talking about some botched advertisement thing, and he brought up the whole Aqua Teen thing and how stupid. What was it, Boston? Where the hell did they do that?
Boston.
Yeah,
13107. Never forget.
I can't remember
yesterday.
but it was some other town making fun of, bitching, trying to sue some company because they did advertising, and he was saying it was just as stupid as one of the Aqua Teens, and he mentioned how it was a good show. Dennis is, I'm pretty sure he watches Adult Swim. It's pretty damn obvious at this point.
Well, we know he watched Space Ghost and MST, so...
Yeah.
When Space Ghost had him give a shout out to his kids, and then Space Ghost did the same, he's like, Fifi, Pierre, get off the couch.
Yeah.
I shaved their butts out of anger. It's the shaving voice.
That was a good episode, though.
Yeah. Is there a bad episode, honestly?
No.
No.
I can't think of one.
You can tell whenever George Lowe says, I shaved their butts out of anger, he is cracking up.
Yeah.
You can just tell when he's
a
saying.
little side note is you can also tell when George drops. His voice is very similar to Space Ghost, but it's slightly lower pitched when he drops out of it. And there's a lot of times where they keep that in because he'll make some mention about. There's the one where he's screaming, or when he's just screaming because he's angry. He's like, I gotta stop doing that. It gives me the hiccups. And you can tell he drops back in and he just keep it in.
A book of postcard stamps, if you please.
I've heard some George stuff that no one else has heard. Jeff has heard because he's the one who showed me it. But he's freaking hilarious. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When he's just chatting, he's riffing,
always on, so.
non-stop. He never goes off.
Hey, guys.
Like when he was carrying the preview for the premiere for the movie, he was carrying that the whole time. That was hilarious.
I like when he does the superhero Space Ghost voice where it's like really deep.
Yeah. He's never off. I've never met the guy, but I know people who've talked to him. He's not off ever. He's always just freaking funny.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, so is Dana, so is Dave.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Stop name dropping.
Who is it? Who says that? Not
Trey Lunch.
Trey
Oh
Lunch.
yeah,
That's Patrick, your biggest fan.
Your stalker.
My biggest fan. You know what?
Yes.
I don't care.
No, we don't.
And the thing
Trish
is-
loves her biggest fan, Romulus.
Romulux.
We'll get to him
I
later.
don't think any of us have really had contact with, but a forum I posted and they have the guys from Venture Brothers. They're freaking funny. All these
John and I have met them.
Yeah, I met Doc a couple
hilarious.
of times, and
And
Jackson
I
we met
honestly
in.
think that's why Adult Swim is what it is.
Yeah.
They're funny all the time.
With the exception of some redheaded, I'm gonna go masturbate guy. Even my aunt said, we watched the, going off topic for a second, I showed her a little bit of the movie premiere with George in the Space Ghost outfit. And right after Tom, Seth Green is hiding behind George, and he goes, "Hey," and my aunt is like, "Wow, he really is short."
Yeah. Well, just to even bring up another show which has a huge fan base, really, loves it. I mean, well, 2 shows. Mystery Science Theater. They're always funny. The guys who worked on it are freaking always funny.
Yeah.
Arrested Development, which is really well liked on the internet, but didn't
Like
do
the
well.
best show ever.
They're all
That is the best show ever.
funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it never. I mean, what's the
That
other?
great character development on that show.
What's
Arrested Development.
always considered the best sitcom of all time, Faulty Towers. Anyone you ever talked to, ever met John Cleese or interviewed him, he's always freaking funny. And I think that's what separates it from shows like What About Jim?
Even Colbert is like that too. But
Yeah, Colbert is always freaking funny, and
Yeah.
bringing up the whole thing with Venture Brothers. I still maintain that no one even talked to him about it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was his assistant.
Yeah,
Or
I
his
cannot-
assistant's assistant.
Yeah, that's my story, and that's all I want to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I hear something different, I'll accept it. I mean, if Jackson, posts on his blog, no, that was from Colbert, I'll be really surprised.
Anyway.
It doesn't sound like something he would do. Anyway, back to something. Or
Well, we're moving now to favorite.
I didn't do
Something that
mine.
Oh, I thought you were first.
No,
I could have swore you went first.
I didn't say
we're
favorite
jumping
guest.
all over the place.
I
We're
went
really
first.
not doing any form of order at this point.
Yeah, we're
Well,
out of
I
order.
was in order until the last one where nobody seemed to want to go first. So
Because I thought the
You
guests
You
were
don't
going to
need
go
you and
first.
your rules.
I don't need no instruction to know how to rock.
well, excuse me, princess.
I would honestly, just maybe suggest this may be the most reference-filled podcast ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
There's got to be an award for this.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
We'll whack one
Anyway,
up in Photoshop.
let me say my favorite guess, and then we can move on. Probably, I agree with Bean. I like Joel. And
Well, we're the Misties.
yeah. Probably my favorites though. Triumph, because I'm a really big Triumph the Insel Comic Dog fan.
I
Yeah.
count 7 creases. Yeah, no problem.
You see the flash go up.
That dog ass has a lot of promotional offers.
Now that I think
He's
about
like,
it,
do you know Benji? Not Benji. Do you know Lassie? Yeah, by no, do you mean bang up the ass?
Did you say that? I mean, bang up the ass? No.
He's like, get to the plug.
Anything happen?
No.
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 I think some money came in. None monies.
None money.
That's what I use constantly.
Yeah.
Like, my boss at work asked me how we did last month, and I go, we got none. None monies. Keep in mind, I'm the manager. Serious about everything. Yeah.
So yeah, Triumph and probably Tenacious D when they were on, they were good.
Oh, yeah. Cage, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I love it.
We had an interesting conversation in Comic-Con 06 with, I think it was Ned, who was talking about when they had Tenacious D on, and Cage was
Wait,
pretty much cracking up.
I've been in 06. I was there in 06.
No, you were there in
No,
07.
you were in 07. I was 06.
Wait, what year is it?
08.
This is
2008.
wait.
Yes.
It's
Wait, what?
2021.
Jameson. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Uh,
We had this.
I'm going to have such a headache at work tomorrow.
Oh my.
Another interesting interview that they had was Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
I think
Because they've
Chris
used it
Stone
5
for that
times.
interview.
Yeah.
Well, what is he?
And Dave points out in the commentary for Baffler Meal that they had to film it backwards because of the way it was filmed in his trailer. So on his hat it says
Yeah,
Denab.
His hat's backwards.
Denab.
Now, are we sure that was Willie Nelson? Because it could have been Corey Feldman for all we know.
So speaking of which, everyone who does not own all the Space Ghost DVDs, who's listening to this, freaking go buy them. Every episode is good, and we want more on DVD and more. And honestly, we want more Space Ghost. Period, because it's better than everything else.
I don't exactly own any Space Ghost DVDs.
I own the
I
first
used-
3.
I do die in a fire.
I have the first 3.
Just to continue my current
I need 4.
constant online diss. die in a fire.
I need to pick up 4 on WilliamsStreet.com, but they don't have anything else I want, and I'm not going to spend, money on S&H if I'm not going to, go for the gusto.
I'm almost to the point of breaking with my mold of every Christmas buying Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for somebody, the novel, and start buying Space Ghost Volume 1 for everybody. It's really a tough decision for me because I'm a big fan of both. And
they're all $12 now on WilliamsStreet.com.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, I can't just buy the DVD and leave it on a park bench like I do with the book sometimes. It doesn't really work. It's like, oh, here, some bum will pick this up and watch it on his HD DVD player.
His regular DVD.
Oh, also, just as someone with an HD TV, everything that they put out on DVD looks remarkably good on HD. So the compression they use on their DVDs are really good for such a cheap show. I mean, I don't know. Just throw that out there.
Yeah.
You gotta be forward compatible.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that comes out now that doesn't look that good on blacks, even animated stuff, and they don't use a huge amount of compression for the amount of episodes they fit on there.
Well, I will. For one thing, I will say is that Jacob mentioned that for Aqua Teen Volume 5, they looked like some of those features looked like they were whipped off an FLV file and put on the DVD.
Yeah, I don't have Volume 5 yet, so I can't comment. Wait until my paycheck.
I've got to say, it's unusual that Mike, being a Macintosh user, would say that you need to be forwardly compatible.
I'll just download the update.
Where was I?
Edit point.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got Chiclo with his Linux and me with my Windows. So,
and me with my fake Windows Vista.
The only Linux I use is on my Xbox.
I am a Microsoft whore after all. So.
Yeah.
OS X is Linux.
Anyway, this is the Swimcast and not the Nerdcast.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same?
I have a laptop with beryllium on it, if that counts.
Yeah.
Well, you want to go into favorite moments?
Oh, that's going to take a while. Yes. Why not?
Yeah. Because I want to say this is going to be a big iceberg to get to. We're already 42 minutes in.
Yeah.
Oh, who the hell cares? It's a special.
Yeah.
Me and
we
Jeff
can go around a few times.
That doesn't happen every day.
No.
So that way, I don't explain 5 or 6 different scenes at once. Maybe I could do one and then go around, and we can just do one at a time and keep doing it until we run out.
Sure.
Till the hard drive runs out of space.
Hey,
I think I'll start.
I got lots of gigs.
I'm going to start with one of my favorites. It was from the lawsuit episode where Space Ghost picks up the paper and he reads out his full name for the first time. It's Ted Eustace Ghostal. And when he gets to the word lawsuit, he spits out his coffee. And then he does a couple different spit takes, and the third one's blood.
Oh, God.
I didn't remember that at all until you hit the blood part. I was like, oh, yes, now I know.
That's just a quick little moment. We can move on.
Yeah.
Bean?
Oh, well, come on, Hanson, let's go camping. Every time.
The campfire!
But no, not even that, not the campfire, not anything, just they're in the middle of the interview. Come on, Hanson, let's go camping.
In space,
the screen flips around, and all of a sudden they're by everyone is aware of it now, campfire.
The legendary campfire.
Just in case people didn't listen to that podcast, do you want to go over where the hell the campfire came from, John?
Yeah. What the hell? My headset just came off.
Somebody didn't start.
What happened? That was the first time they used it. They filmed it like a year before they actually. Apparently they filmed that episode a year before they actually used it. So as of last year, it was like 10 years old. Actually had a conversation with Jay Edwards and Dave Willis and Matt Malera.
Name dropping, John. My best friend will be mad at you.
Oh well.
He'll rain hellfire.
I know. He's gonna get mad when I do this. Earbuds.
Oh, speaking of which, I listen to this podcast with earbuds, and I don't have a problem, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
that
Space
much.
Ghost with the speaker on his head.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
See, he has a battery strapped to his waist, and he has a subwoofer on his back,
Yeah.
and he has a couple of speakers, and they're attached to his shoulder pads that
God.
he's wearing, and they go right into his ear.
That is a modern equivalent of a one-man band.
Yeah, so that's kind of the origination of the campfire. In fact, like I said, Dave
It's in
had
almost
mentioned
every
it was-
episode of Aqua Teen.
Yeah, and 12-ounce mouse and Space
Anything
Ghost. had a
those
couple-
kids work on, yeah.
Squidbillies.
Squidbillies.
I do have to say, lines like, "Hey Hanson, let's go camping," that's how people get put on the sex offender registry, right there.
The headless comber of Comb Mountain.
Every time you mention the Hanson episode, I have to withhold from taking Quagmire line.
God.
Taylor Hanson.
I keep
Yeah.
every time you mention Hanson, I think of the John Henson episode where Brack's like, "I thought Hanson was going to be here."
John Hanson of Talk Soup.
John Henson.
Or not.
John Henson. What is
Anyway,
that?
all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Go. Go.
Chico.
I think it was the episode where the one guy sprays Space Ghost with the gas and he turns into a vampire. And he flies into the production booth with Moltar, and he and Moltar get in a fist fight. I'd say that's my favorite moment.
Good old Leverman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought about it a little bit while you guys were rambling on about computers and stuff, and drunkenness and everything else.
Stay on topic.
Yeah, I know. But I was gonna say table read originally, in general, just because it was a funny episode.
That was funny.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment, and I think everyone's gonna know this one, because we've played it a couple of times on previous Swimcasts. When Space Ghost demands Tenacious D play Fuck Her Gently, and they start playing it, and the first note comes out, and all of a sudden you hear Dave singing Good King Wenceslas.
Yeah. We heard that
Because
one
they-
during one of Jacob's emails.
Yeah,
Because they could not play the song, of course.
yeah. Someone actually had sent me, I think it's still on my hard drive, like, someone had redubbed Fuck Her Gently over Dave singing, and it, like, fit. Like, the whole song fit on the actual track.
I am going to go back for mine and pull from Kentucky Nightmare. I basically would want to say the whole episode, but Space Ghost documentary.
Yes, my documentary.
That is such a great episode.
Yeah.
And it's either that or the end of Idlewild South.
That was with
Jeff,
who? Oh, with Jeff
Probst.
The end of Elizabeth Reed is funny as hell, too, when Space Ghost,
Yeah.
like, crumples over and he's like, "Hey, Rocket Man,
Yeah.
I'd like to name
I'd
my
like to name my price
for
for
your big
sweet
sweet
ass.
ass."
I don't know why I'm on this show. And then the end of Dreams with the Retardos song.
Yeah, I have to throw that out there. That's
gotta
my that's my email tag. Retardo's number one forever. Has been forever.
Yeah,
Won't you
So
help?
yeah,
incredible episode
Won't you help? I know I will.
with the
won't you help?
William Street Choir.
Give that warm golden cure. Well, you'll be out mending fences. You don't even have to walk now. So retardos.
They need to get Don Henley in.
I almost thought about making shirts for that completely nonsensical cause.
Get
Just-
up.
I mean,
Pee in a
but-
cup.
Yeah, I'm in California, which is like cause central, and I really want to just walk around during like Pink Week or whatever for the breast cancer awareness and wear my Retardos shirt
Retardo's number one.
forever.
Forever.
Up here in Oregon, we actually have a lot of those type. So I'd imagine I'd probably get trampled by retardos pretty quick, like.
Because I need a shirt for that, and to call back Mr. Science Theater, a shirt for Hi Everyone, Let's Pitch In and Get Cracking here in Louisiana, doing right. Now then, a hateful, rich, overbearing, ugly guy is hurt royally every time someone eats a radish, carrot, hors d'oeuvre and never does dishes. Eventually, victory at lunch over. Peoria, Mint, I Norsburg, Tor. Which is heck crap. And the fact I remember that is very depressing.
That is pretty. And just to finish up, let's go around with your favorite quote. If you can whittle down to a favorite quote, let's go around the table once again for quotes. Atarian?
Okay, favorite quote. There's so many good ones. Well, mine is just a simple couple word thing from Space Ghost. It's when he goes to Warren's planet and he reaches for his fanny pack, which is then taken away, and his only response to that is, "My breakfast bars." And they took it away because you know the rules: no fanny packs. It's just a tiny little line, but I laugh every time.
Alright, going with mine would be from Commander Andy. This is my spheroidal space backlash wampoma. Which, it's not really funny by itself aside from just as nonsensical, but every time I say it, I get the vision in my mind of what it was a Deep Space Nine model. The bottom half was made correctly, but then there was a plastic sheet circle across in the middle, and then the top of it was switched upside down and placed on that. There were farm animals glued to the plastic sheet, and then he had put a spritz bottle top on the top, and that was his spheroidal space backlash wampoma, which reflected Space Ghost power bands.
Oh gosh.
And it's just completely ridiculous. Makes no sense at all. And why are there farm animals? I mean, it's just the epitome of the show in this nice, lovely model. Why?
I'm wondering if it's something they made for the show, or something they found in Andy's bedroom.
Jake Lowe?
Why don't you get a key?
I don't have a key.
Why don't you get a key?
I don't have a key.
Why don't you get a key?
I have a key.
Why don't you get a key?
I have a key.
Why don't you?
Just to throw in with Chiclos, me and my kid will do that for a very long time to piss off anyone around us, and it's great.
John?
I think my favorite is from the Mike Judge episode, when you find out Mike Judge has power bands apparently, and he goes, "What superpowers do you have to help fight the insanity?" And they just start taking turns blowing up Zorak. And Space Ghost joins him. He's like, "What superpowers do you have to help fight the insanity?"
Come on, are we limiting us to just one favorite quote, or are we continuing?
We can keep going, but I'm going to do mine, which is, aha! Look here, heating and air conditioning guy. It's time for Space Ghost to blow your ducts.
Oh, God.
Alright, I want to jump in with another. Look, I'm Space Ghost, I'm hungry, I got a talking voodoo doll taking checks on my horse, and I want a pizza! Coupled with Raymond's freaky mookie right at the end.
Oh, God.
And as the Enterprise began its gentle orbiting around planet Vulcan, it was Kirk who, done to Flip's page, knew the Federation would survive. So,
What you wrote?
the end. What do you think?
Oh my God.
Jump in again with Raymond. I'm tired. I want to sit down. Shut up.
That was Raymond Zorak's nephew.
Yeah.
Zorak's nephew. Yeah.
That he ate.
Yeah.
And what happened to Raymond? I ate him. That's
I did that when
barbaric! Is
I
there
did
any
that when
left? No.
Another really good line, and
Remember Raymond. Shit that never happened. Flying a kite.
They were wearing dresses.
Another line that I've already mentioned tonight that I'd really like to bring back up is, his pants were made out of lasers.
It was the time before laser.
And they're like, it's gay fanfic. He has to take his pants off. His pants were made out of lasers. And he just keeps saying that every time they bring it up. His pants were made out of lasers.
What about wooden eels? Dive!
Oh, I have another quote from Whipping Post, the one with Dennis Miller, when Space Ghost is screaming to blow off some steam before he blows up on some fool.
Ah!
He ends up in the post office and he just goes, "A book of postcard stamps, if you please." And then he shrugs and starts screaming again.
How about
Hugs and goes back to the hill.
are you relaxed enough to fight?
I use that line all the time.
Oh, then the song, you know. Linda loves anti-dick. Sweet and simple girl by Linda, a lovely love lass you see. That entire episode is ridiculous.
They had some good music on that show.
Yeah.
What was the name of the computer that he hires to replace Moltar?
Oh shit, Mo
9000.
2000.
Or
Mo
2000.
9000 or Mo 2000?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mo something.
I can't do that, our Space Ghost.
I can't do
Or
that,
no,
Tad.
I can't do that, Tad. Yeah. You are not treating the guest with respect.
Going to cut off your oxygen now, Tad.
What was the episode?
Dead or is alive? There seems to be
I was dead long before you were dead, Conan.
Oh, I love that one. I used to have that as my away message. Face it, Space Ghost! You are a spaceman who choked on a muffin. That, sir, is impossible. I'm allergic to muffins. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're thinking Muffin Hunter. He's different.
Not that that's somebody else. He's different.
I like when he slams his hand down so hard he bursts into flames.
Oh, God. And it's the campfire again.
Oh,
Hundreds of them.
You're on the damn Conan episode. Dun 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 dun.
I like in the table read.
They do the exact same thing all the way through.
With the
little Casio piano.
Yeah, who was playing that? Matt or Dave? I forgot.
No, that was somebody else they brought in. He's one of the production guys.
Maybe it was Jim?
Perhaps.
I just saw it recently. It was one of those guys. What?
I'm going to need longer wires. When he goes to save the planet and they explode in the background as he flies away very slowly.
Gone.
Moltar, gas up the winch. And then he gets stuck and they get him down by hitting him with sticks.
Yeah.
Like a pinata.
The whole episode with the pipes and everything. dive, suck on the pipes!
I like how the pipe had a sign with Space Ghost's face on it with a line through it.
Yeah, and then Zorak ends up in the heat duct, and then Space Ghost gets stuck trying to get him out.
You're balled up in here like a big green tarantula.
Oh, God. Fun stuff.
So what was the point of standing my face off?
Yeah, best show ever written. Oh, God.
I think we've got a few more hours.
Go ahead.
I want to mention the end of Idlewild South, where the Phantom Cruiser's crashed, and Space Ghost is laying there dead. His arm is detached.
Great party.
The flag's sticking out of his butt. He rises up to heaven. Yeah, it takes a long time. He raises up to heaven. This is a great, and then the bear pulls out and shoots him.
Great party.
At the end of the episode.
I love that.
I think we're really
that one.
missing the whole Old Kentucky Shark point.
Well,
the fact that Old Kentucky Shark. It's just, he's there, and then he's in 12-ounce mouths for some reason.
What's it like to be a shark?
Maybe he's a beer engineer.
In 12-ounce mouse, I'd say Fitz is more of a beer engineer than the shark himself.
Oh yeah, but that's a story for another time.
Another podcast.
Another Swimcast
Somewhere in space.
in space.
Oh, remember Kirk the
It's cold
storyteller?
there.
Yay!
They filmed
All the cartoonists.
Star Trek there.
Banjo! Banjo! Banjo!
I like when he does
That
Schooly
entire
D's voice. Hey man, I'm alright.
And I just want to mention for the people who are still listening, because this is still a podcast, that this is just kind of a free reign talking about Space Ghost for our retrospective, because there's a lot we can cover in this.
Yeah.
And this could run long, and we will get to your emails this time around. But
Yeah, see, there was more we could talk about, but we wanted to cut it down, so we just decided we'd talk about Space Ghost and do some other stuff
yeah,
later.
I mean, we could go into Cartoon Planet, make it a 2-part retrospective or something like that. But
I could quickly whip together a Space Ghost outfit and do an Andy dance, and we could make it into a video podcast.
High tech.
how can you do a video podcast where
It's called
you're
a
all
podcast.
all over Skype, and we're over 3,000 miles apart at the most?
Well, we'll loop,
I could dance for a very long time
and then we can clip that with the audio.
and trip over my cape. I mean,
Really?
just
He
think
could be
of
like-
all the various intros to Cartoon Planet.
Oh God!
Action.
Remember when AdultSwim.com first started, and they had the original webcam with the random videos, and they had Andy doing the spoof of the Star Wars kid
Yeah,
as the
I
Space
remember
Ghost
that.
kid. Oh my God, that was too much. I remember seeing that and going, "What is this?"
Oh, and just for the people who are idiots and don't actually know, and yes, I hate you all, listeners. I was just to point out, Cartoon Planet is never coming to DVD ever. There are rights issues. Quit asking. I mean, that's it. That's it. They've said it 1,000 times. There are right issues with the video and shit that they used, and the music that they used, and everything else. So it's never going to come. Period. The end.
So wait till they re-air it at 5 a.m. again and tape it or DVR it or something.
And then throw it up on BitTorrent or Usenet, and then we'll all have it.
Yeah, and then copy them a few dozen bajillion times and sell it at DragonCon.
Keep circulating the tapes, kids.
Yeah.
Do you want hot or mild? We'll get half and half.
It's a good show.
Very good show.
Any
And,
other favorite?
I mean, we could keep. I mean, really, at some point, we're gonna have to end the.
I like the Space
favorite-
Ghost.
Favorite
This
bit of Space Ghost. We could go on for fucking ever.
I like the Space Ghost.
And hopefully we didn't really leave anything out. But
I think
Yeah.
I know what we did leave out. If anyone is not on GameTap, and I know it costs money, but there are episodes of Space Ghost you have not seen on GameTap where he interviews video game people, and
Well,
they're good. It doesn't. I don't care. I'm on GameTap.
you can
they're good.
actually you can find them on YouTube if you don't have it, if you're lucky.
You know, if
I've
you
seen-
don't want to
I've-
give Turner money for GameTap, which is quite possibly the most awesome service ever made, you could do that. Or
Is
you could get GameTap, watch the Space Ghost episodes, and then play Sam and Max.
Is it as good as the Sega Channel?
Yes, it's better. For $10 a month, you get a huge amount of shit to play. Although, warning, if you have Vista, not everything works so great.
Vista?
Yeah, you're certainly not going to play Psychonauts. It ain't gonna work.
Vista?
Vista, whatever. I hate you all and hope you die.
Vista is for the people who say Mario.
Ugh.
Okay, it's already too
Vista-
long, John. I
I know.
hate you.
Okay.
That's how I say it most of the time, Vista.
By the way, yes, that movie that John is playing the sound from, Rotten Tomatoes, 0%.
Well, it didn't come out yet.
It's out today.
Oh. Well, hell, I don't know.
0%.
That's probably the only funny part in the movie, I bet.
Well, in hindsight, if there's anything that we went over and missed, you can always catch up with our email and let us know about it. Swimcast at aquatincentral.com.
And
That's like 5 weeks in a row I got it wrong.
And
We could always do a Cartoon Planet retrospective, but I'm going to have to...
Right.
or we could do a second
that.
Space Ghost retrospective. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Why do we have to be bound to one podcast?
Yeah, don't consider the book closed.
Wait.
But we're an hour in, so why don't we take a break?
Yeah.
I need a break.
Break time. Time for nap.
Break time?
Yeah.
And here are some of George Lowe's current appearances and projects.
Let's hear them before we hear the music, and we'll be back.
Oh, and by the way, George is the best person ever. Period.
Yes, he is. Thank you,
He's
George.
the king.
Take it away, George.
He's the man.
He's king dead.
Hi, kids. Space Ghost here. That's right. We haven't done shows in a while, have we? You might mention that to him. Daddy needs the money. BMWs don't run by themselves. That's right. Why not go down and picket the network? Put big signs up in front that say, "Give George Lowe more money." They'd like that. Matt and Dave are plenty rich. Would it kill him to make me a regular this season?
Space Ghost. Dreamy Space Ghost. Space Ghost. Get off my planet. Space Ghost. Get off my planet.
All right, welcome back. We're after a nice long break. We dropped Chiclo. He's being cocooned by military spiders in the Mojave Desert, and in his place, we brought in Ashley. Say hi, Ashley.
Hi, people.
Yeah.
And
Again.
And a little bit of news for you for the podcast. We're going to be coming at you at the end of this week, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be number 19, and we'll be catching up on all the episodes we missed.
Yeah.
And coming up during that episode, we're going to have a special interview with Riley Martin from Howard Stern. John, you want to tell him who that is?
He's the friend of the aliens and interesting character. He's going to be on Squidbillies, and Chiclo is going to interview him.
Yeah, and also I want that we mentioned last week is we're having a contest for the logo for the Swimcast, and apparently there's quite a big bounty involved in that.
Yeah. It's getting
No.
very interesting.
Yeah, Bean, did you have a bounty to contribute
Bounty to contribute.
In
to the logo
regards to
contest?
the logo contest, which
I thought I
has...
already did. Didn't I say I was going to buy Volume 5? Or
Yeah.
whatever. I said I would buy an Adult Swim DVD
That never happened.
Yeah,
of the viewer's choice.
yeah. So if you want the new ATHF DVD, you can get it without having to enter some bogus contest that somebody posted on our forums.
That didn't
Oh,
exist.
except I will not
Yeah.
throw money at Robot Chicken. Not going to happen. Ever.
Yeah.
So you
No.
can't get that.
Sorry, guys.
No robot chicken, and no Family Guy.
No, I'll do a Family Guy.
Oblongs.
Oh, okay.
I'll even do Oblongs. I just won't do Robot Chicken.
Mission Hill.
Oh, Mission Hill was good, though. I like.
Oh.
I would even pay for ASCII if someone wanted it.
If there was a
If it
DVD.
existed yet.
Or we'll put down a deposit for your 12-ounce mouse DVD.
Yay! I'll take 5.
Yeah.
I'll enter.
So
we got the... Kind of sound like a shop at home kind of thing now. I mean, like you got the book for the autographs, with the autographs rather, and then Bean Troll's gonna buy a DVD for you. What else can we add to this?
Mark McGuire rookie card.
I could throw in a vintage 1995 Brett Favre card.
That's
about-
kind of spongy.
How about yeah, I'm sure Chiclo wants to give that up.
I don't know if
Yeah.
someone would want to, but you could always, if someone could come up with a good headphone set that's not earbuds.
Earbuds.
For Trish,
We'll
or
send
what?
you.
No,
Well,
no,
good
no.
now-
For who was it? Patrick. who kept
Trey
bitching?
Lunch, yeah.
Yeah, try lunch.
Um,
And so, Swimcast at Aqua Teen Central, you can send us in your good logos and not your crappy pasted together Google images.
Yeah.
Or
Not a good idea to use.
Everything I've ever done in Photoshop is a crappy posted or. Never mind.
Exactly.
creativity. Don't rip people off and post their stuff on their forums.
Yeah.
And
you hear that, Aqua Teen Adventures with your episodes?
yeah.
Yeah, but that was just someone posting, and then he gave credit later on in that thread
I'm sure
about
he
where
did.
it came from.
I'm sure.
Well,
he
I
did.
noticed that the same guy took a news post from ATC and posted it in his episode review thread, where he's the only one that posts in them. And he also stole one of your posts from last year verbatim.
Because when you need something good, go to the well. Go till 2007.
Yeah. And now it's John's turn, and it's time for the schedule update.
Okay. I gotta go to the desktop.
There he is.
The magical desktop to pull the information off. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of schedule updates coming in the near future.
Yay.
I guess the biggest one is Saturday. They announced over the weekend it's going to be Not Sucking Saturdays.
Finally.
Instead of unlimited hours of anime, we get 2 episodes of Harvey Birdman, plus Venture Brothers, plus 2 episodes of Frisky Dingo, which lead up to the last 4 episodes. And that all starts this Sunday at 11
Finally.
on Adult Swim. Also, Aqua Teen, as of right now, Aqua Teen's on 11:45. New episodes, with the exception of 2/24, February 24th, they're going to air a rerun of Robots, but otherwise, new episodes run until 23rd of March.
Get it through your heads, ass clowns. They're new episodes. Watch them.
And the Aqua Teens.
Yes.
Also, new Squidbillies at midnight as of right now until the 23rd, and then after the
which has been spectacular so far. I have to say.
Yeah, and then after that, they're gonna move. They're gonna take the week off on the 30th, and then on the 8th of April, they're gonna move to. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the 8th of April. The 6th of April, they're gonna move to 12:15. And then from there, also on April 6th at 12:30, the epic return of the show that everyone likes in the whole wide world.
You gonna watch it, Bean?
That's right, it's Assy McGee.
I'm going to give it another chance. I gave 12 Ounce another chance, and I enjoyed it. I gave Tom... Well, the Tom thing was weird. I really liked it, then hated it, then liked it again. So I will give Assy another chance.
I'll
But
watch
I
it for the first time.
Always.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's good stuff.
I think a good just code to live by when it comes to Adult Swim is give everything at least a second chance.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, by their, they've only done like 4 or 5 episodes so far, so, hard to tell how the show is, with those 5 episodes, even though like 1 or 2 of them are good so far. Anyway, the last thing on Sundays, March 30th, they're going to air Colon Movie from 11:30
The second time.
on. Yeah, the second time.
This time in glorious full screen color.
We hope.
Color?
The sound?
What is that?
It has 2 channels of sound, I hear.
Fancy.
Nice.
The left and the right. So that's going to be on
No,
March.
just the subwoofer in the center speaker.
Oh,
If
God.
you have a surround sound, that's all.
And 1 serious speaker. So
I'll be watching it on my houseboat.
Proud Larry.
Proud Larry. So Colon Movie's going to air on March 30th at 11:30. They're going to replay it at 3 in the morning, so all your night owls can watch it twice.
Yay!
Then,
Although you should watch it in glorious DVD because you bought it.
yes,
Why
We know
buy it
you
when you
did.
can watch it for free?
if you like the movie,
We all like the movie.
I know. So anyway, going on to the weekday lineup, Monday starting on the 18th of February, they're going to replace one of their precious episodes of Family Guy with 2 episodes of Aqua Teen.
Yay!
And then Tuesday through Friday at 12:15, which is right now Frisky Dingo, is going to be C-Lab on February 12th, and which will change over to Metalocalypse on March 11th, and then change over to Aqua Teen, 1 episode of Aqua Teen on April 8th. And if you want to know about Tuesday through Fridays at midnight, don't ask. It's going to be Seth Green's horror until the end of time.
Oh. With the puking and the repetitive voice acting and
Repetitive masturbation jokes.
and their
Inanimate object, robot humping.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything you could expect from such a good show like Robot Chicken.
It has
So,
a good intro song.
And that's about
That's about it. It has a couple of good episodes at the beginning, so, I guess that pretty much rounds out the schedule this time around.
Yep.
Carl, what time is it?
I think it's time for the email song. That's the
All right.
email song.
Yeah, I like the new email song.
I like the email.
So, our first email this week is from our good buddy Romulox.
Yay.
In his subject... So, in his subject, he says, "What's up?"
What's up?
Oh no!
From 20 years ago.
Yeah. Hey guys,
From the 90s.
what do you guys think about Family Guy? Because I really love the first 3 seasons, but I think anything after that is absolute dog vomit. Thanks. See ya. Assy rules. Just kidding. You rock, Trish.
And then
Comment? Does anyone have any comments on the aforementioned piece?
no.
Statement.
Pretty
Comments?
straightforward.
I still like
Comment?
how he puts the brackets for Trish.
Yeah. Comments?
Well, not so many words.
This has been a frank discussion on Romulox's emails.
Another question
Frank,
will be answered.
Brought to you by the letter H.
Thank you
second
for the
email-
question answer.
Yeah. Second email is from Romulox. Take it away, Beanie.
Alright, subject. I shall destroy you. Again. I do collect vinyl. Some of my favorites are Gary Newman, The Pleasure Principle, Gary Newman, Hybrid, bracket, autographed, close bracket, David Bowie, Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, and Gary Newman, Berserker, bracket, single, 1984, close bracket. Does anybody know if David Bowie is going to make any more albums? Damn it, I can't read. After the
Get through
awesome,
that whole list, he doesn't have Gary Newman.
after the awesome quotes reality end quote. Sorry, Trish. In one of my last emails, I said, quote, never mind, close quote. After mentioning you, I was listening to the Swimcast at the time, and as I was writing the email, and you guys said that you were on vacation. What?
Again, sorry.
Again, sorry. So, just so you know, spelled N-O, I am not an android. Bracket from Blade Runner, close bracket. I will tell you some useless info. Gary is turning 50 very soon. Also, if any of you guys care about me, listen to any song, bracket the whole thing, close bracket, from Gary's newest album. Quote, jagged, end quote. So he's part of the time he's, placing the album names in quotes, which makes reading this a hell of a lot easier, but most of the time he's not. It's just one string of commas and words.
He strings together words to create phrases.
He's like,
Even if you don't like him,
Waldo
you
Emerson.
will like this. Do any of you like bracket worship, close bracket, the moving picture, close bracket Rush? Oh my god. Close bracket
Keep going.
Blade Runner. Something more bracket Adult Swim close bracket related. Boosh. Wait, I'm sorry. Related, boosh, At my school, I started saying, oh god, quote, boosh, end quote. Now, just about everybody says it. If you won't call me Chuck, then call me Romulox. Alright, see you guys later. Resident Evil, David Bowie, Gary Newman, Trish, please don't go. Oh, bye, but spelled B-U-Y. I think Romulux has somehow made me hate David Bowie and Gary Newman with just this email and Blade Runner.
So is it safe to
I-
assume that gets the fail mail of the week sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay then.
That's the fail mail of the week. Brought to you by the movie that's in.
Yes.
It also failed.
Probably no one likes.
Our next email is from DJM Sox fan.
Hate all that you stand for, John.
I know you do.
Bean?
Okay, subject, Brack Show webisodes. Do you... first off, there's a space before the D. Just need to point that out. Do you know if they are planning to put any new Brack Show webisodes onto Adult Swim video?
They did.
I'd say no.
They put one.
But they did one. Yeah.
I still have to
As
say
far as
that.
I
Loved
they're
it. It's a
not.
really good one, too.
Oh, and there's no punctuation at all. Just... I don't... And he capitalized the V in video, but nothing else.
At
When
least
I
he
talked
spelled.
to,
At least he
George
spelled
Lowe, I
no
asked him
right.
that very same question. And
Yeah.
he said that he only recorded that audio for the one, and that was actually done a couple months before it was even made, so he didn't even know if the audio was for that. So it's just
Just-
kind of kicking around.
So don't call it Adult Swim Video. Just ignore the Adult Swim guys and just call it The Fix because it's an infinitely better name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Get your
back
fix
for
with
those
the fix.
veterans who knew
Take
what
it
Friday
back.
Night Fix was. It was only available on Fridays,
Friday
back when
Night
they were good.
Fix. Yep.
Yeah, John, our next email.
Okay, our next email is from our old buddy Required Field, aka Victor Cam, who got that name change in Mexico. He writes, "So does this work? S does this work?" He writes, "Okay, here's an explanation for the email so sexy with an I. The email was intended to be a joke from the Holiday Swimcast Drunkathon 2007. And then he quotes Trish. Write an email and say, Dear John, your podcast is so sexy. Do you do them naked? Then ask an adult swim question, Trish. So I wrote the email because Trish said that is what we are supposed to write. My AS question was the Futurama one because I was too tired and drunk to think of a different one. Then I listened to the Trey Lunch special and found out that you had already talked about the Futurama there. So I wrote another email the next day, disregard that I suck cocks, etc. Now do you understanding? Good. Now excuse me whilst I BRB sex change. Also, in the latest and greatest edition of the Swimcast, I noticed that Trish had laughed around 3.4 times preceding one of your jokes. Not good thing. What?
What?
I don't
We
get
have
it.
We have a laugh statistician for Trish now.
No,
3.4.
Trish is just really far away, and there's so much of a delay that it actually ends up being early.
Yeah. Anyway, so I will no longer be doing anything in her honor because she had broken rules. I probably won't even watch the next episode because of Bean Troll coming back. God forbid he actually does return.
Oh, bitch.
Ouch.
Aw, that's great.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
good.
You have so many friends.
But good.
I try and make as many everywhere I go.
Okay. But do you
By
guys...
doing what? Strangling their parents?
But do you guys like Wheeze, and how about that Grover Cleveland? Anyway, I'm rambling. I gotta go do a BRB sex change, so hasta la bye-bye, TTYL, and all that jazz.
Wait, okay,
I
so
have-
he says he hates me, and then he asks about video games. Okay.
Did he ask you about a Grover Cleveland video game for the Wii? I wasn't really following that.
Well,
I haven't beat No More Heroes, but as weird as that game is, I wouldn't doubt that Grover Cleveland's in it.
I have a couple of retorts.
Grover
I have a couple-
Cleveland is one of the new characters in Smash Brothers.
I was just
Confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Confirmed.
confirmed for Brawl.
Well, what's his final smash?
Getting shot to death.
God, that's what I was looking for.
It's not a very good Final Smash in his part anyway.
And
Having two terms.
He's like the Dan character in Smash Bros.
The
Yeah.
two-term is his Final Smash.
the two Terminator.
I actually have a note from Chiclo on this email. If you want to talk Grover Cleveland, he'll talk Grover Cleveland with you. He can go on for weeks.
Oh, give him his personal email.
I don't think Chiclo would appreciate that.
Somebody's got to talk about Grover Cleveland.
Chiclo at InuyashaDVDs.com.
Oh. You now.
Well, it's like I'm coming back next week to replace Chiclo.
Yeah. Right.
Good job, John.
Oh, thanks.
Who's next up? Do we have one from Required Field now? Another one?
Another one? No, that's the only one.
Oh, okay. And what else do we got? We got two more Romuloxes and a DJM Sox fan. I'll take the first Romulox.
Okay.
Subject. Hello. I have a
Hello.
question. Bracket. I actually think about it. Bracket. : Do androids dream of electric sheep? For real. Whatever happened to 69 So Fine? Bracket. That alleged woman Frylock used to talk to on the internet. by Cinco.
Oh, you have to spell it.
Close
Yeah.
bracket.
Sorry.
You have to spell that out. That's funny.
It's the internet from Cinco. INNERNETTE.
The internet.
It's like the female internet.
Yeah. Do you think she was a dude? I don't know. I was just thinking about that for some strange reason. Also, what happened on the last episode of Brack? Look up my MySpace page. See you guys. So, as for androids dreaming, they dream of whatever they're programmed.
I think Romulux recently picked up the anniversary edition of Blade Runner, and that's all he can think about right now.
And
I
Trish.
guess.
Besides Trish.
Well,
In brackets.
hey, just a quick
Well,
question
there's
for
no brackets in
Romulux.
this one.
Do you think Trish is a replicant? There we go.
Okay.
You combine his two current obsessions.
Well, your MySpace page doesn't turn up anything. I looked to get a better email address or something. Last episode of Brack, they got turned into penguins from an episode called Card Berkey.
Yeah.
One of the best of the series.
Generositas.
I wish we weren't penguins and that my show wasn't canceled.
Oh my god, I can't believe that's how they announced the show was canceled too.
Yeah.
Besides
Up
that
until
whole...
that moment, I had no idea.
I was pissed. That was my favorite show at the
I
time.
was so sad, and then they cut back to the party, the New Year's Eve
Yeah.
party, and
Yep,
Dad's
that's
like, I don't have to be this short anymore. Yeah, you can stop calling me Dad. My name is Javier. Then George Lowe shows up to do the news.
So there's 3 George Lowe characters right there.
Because he's a multi-talented man with a multi-talent.
Multi-talented
He's-
plan.
Jorm Low.
Give him money. BMWs don't drive themselves.
You want me to take the next Romulux one?
Let me do it.
Yeah. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
you
got
have
it.
to- okay, but you have to read the topic as a Andrew WK song.
I have no idea what that is.
Fine, I'll do it then. Metal, 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 metal,
Party.
metal.
Party.
Dot. Metal.
Dot,
All right.
Ming.
Hey, I just thought of an awesome episode of Metalocalypse. Semicolon. Nathan hears a good cover of a song on the radio and decides that he wants to do a cover of the song. When the rest of the band asks what song he wants to do, he wants, with an H, to do a cover of Blood for 2 days. In quotations. Wants to do it. Then they have a long argument about if a band could do a cover of one of their own songs. I thought you guys would like that. Have any of you guys listened to any songs on Jagged, in quotations, comma, yet? Just wondering.
I take it back. That's the fan mail of the week.
I mean, yeah, that was the worst idea I've ever heard, ever, in my entire life.
Who would want to do that?
Wahant.
I mean, I've read some really bad, fan fiction, and that's worse than that.
Let's not have an agreement here.
It's funny. I was driving home from I forget where the hell. I guess I was driving home from work one day, and I had my Sirius satellite on one of the '80s channels. And the guy's like, "We're going to be interviewing this man," and he goes, "Hello, I'm Gary Newman." And all I could think about was, God, Romulux is probably listening if he has Sirius.
Well, just don't think of this email while you're driving anywhere, because you might just steer your car into a tree.
Yeah, I know. And then it'll end up being your air freshener.
He probably starts getting all aroused when Gary Newman starts talking. Puts
Hello.
on the song.
Who
Puts on the
doesn't?
song "Cars" on Lowe so he can listen to it while listening to the subtle nuances in the song "Cars." Or the album "Jagged," which we haven't listened to because we're never going to listen to it
You know,
ever for any reason.
I actually do like Gary Newman.
yeah. The more
Not
I
anymore.
think about it, though, the more Romulux sounds like a real life Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
right, and our final email of the week, thank God, is from DJM Sox fan. You want to get this one, Ashley?
I want that.
Sure.
One. I want that
The
one.
subject is question.
Me. That
I
was
just,
mine.
space,
Mine.
have one question. Who green space lighted Assy McGee, and what were they on? Period.
Mike Lazo would have been the one to greenlight it.
And Kim would have been the one to put it on the schedule.
Yeah. And
All right.
John
Matt
would have
had-
hit the viewership.
there were 3 of us. And also Matt Harrigan created it.
Yeah,
Which
so
made me think it was going to be the funniest thing ever, but I don't know.
You have to look at it again.
To be announced.
Watch it again. One more
Yeah.
time.
It's coming up, and it will probably suck, but I'm going to give it a chance. Because I'm nice sometimes. And speaking of things that some people think suck but are coming up again new is on superdeluxe.com. Tim and
Oh,
Eric's
great.
show, Tim and Eric Night Live, is back with some new episodes, so keep your eyes open for that.
Yay.
Yeah, they're
Guess
having
that
a,
just about
Never mind. Go
does
ahead.
it for related stuff. Let's head into BS time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
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 Yay?
Yeah.
No.
So,
No woo?
yeah,
Too far?
things happen.
Anyway, finish your sentence, Bean, that I interrupted you on. The
What?
sentence I interrupted you on.
I already forgot it. It wasn't important.
It was about Tim and Eric Night Live.
Oh
That's
no,
what-
I was going to make a Super Tuesday reference, and then I realized we're pretending we're recording this on Friday, so never mind.
Yeah.
That's okay because
For
I'm going to
Friday.
mention. Because that's okay because I'm going to mention last night's episode of Sarah Connor, which
we
was
should come to that.
last week's.
Terminator thing.
Yeah,
How was it?
last night's was a good episode for the story, I guess. If you like John Connor getting separated from his mommy and getting stuck in the back of a truck with a bunch of metal that they used to make the Terminators out of.
Yikes.
And his cell phone shattered after dropping about 12 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm like, what? And I was watching it with my dad, and he goes, "See, I told you those things are pieces of shit."
and yet, your sister's is still around.
After it went through the washer.
I guess it all depends what phone. Some of them can go handle being washed, and
Yeah.
some of them can't be dropped more than a millimeter.
Well, to be fair, his was a BlackBerry.
Ah.
So
They don't make shit.
Pretty easy.
Fox really hyped up this episode this week, and I think they probably should have shown this one last week because the episode they really want to pump up is coming up next week. The most adrenaline-packed episode of Terminator this season.
I wonder
Yeah,
if that's
lots of-
I wonder if that's the one with James Urbaniak.
I don't know.
I wonder if they're going to explain how the Terminator head came through the portal without being vaporized, because that is really bugging me.
It's
Oh, me
liquid.
too.
He's liquid metal.
It's
He's not
better
like a
than a
metal.
lot. It's better than a lot of things, and I'd rather watch that than not watch anything. So I'm willing to suspend disbelief on some things,
Yeah.
but that does bug the fuck out of me.
Well, I can't question anything anyone watches anymore because I watch Torchwood, and I don't know. I don't know why I watched it.
Wish they didn't have Terminator at 9 o'clock at night on Mondays because there's a lot of other things I watch on Monday nights.
Would it
Like
happen to be Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, watching a leprechaun biting the ass of an old man.
This thing's not real.
It's fixed.
Yeah, I can still look down on people who watch wrestling, though.
Fuck yeah.
Even if Torchwood consists of a bunch of... it's like if you made X-Files, but everyone was bisexual and really stupid.
Wow. That pretty much sums it
Sign
up.
me up.
So
And
speaking of Terminator, Fox when they show the promos coming back from a commercial have this football robot. That
Yeah, that was funny.
And my absolute favorite thing during the whole Super Bowl was they had the Terminators come out and beat the crap out of the Fox robot, and they fought basically the whole night.
Yeah. And then they
that
came
was
back
one
from
of my-
commercial and like, they're brought to you by Terminator. And you see the football robot throw the Terminator, and the Terminator like runs away like a little bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was one of the best parts of the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
I'll leave it to the Giants fan to say what his favorite part of the Super Bowl was.
Budweiser.
Oh, I was going to say, we won!
Yeah. We're taping this in the future, by the way,
Oh, crap.
when telephones ring.
Hold
Well, we came
on.
through a time portal with the Terminator head.
It was in the
That's not the
future.
time rift in Cardiff, is it? Because now we're all bisexual and stupid.
Okay. It's a time rift from 95.
The time rift in Cardiff that Doctor Who closed, but apparently didn't. Oh, Torchwood.
Doctor Who. The hell cares?
Continuity is something that happens to other people. No, I didn't. I completely missed the Super Bowl because I was unlocking cars in Burnout Paradise.
It was a good game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But the last few have been boring as shit. So I was like, I'm not going to miss anything. And then apparently I did.
Yep. You missed Brady getting his ass sacked.
I missed it because I was watching Back to the Future.
Well, that's a good reason.
Marty,
That's a good reason.
it's about your kids, Marty.
You should have seen them getting these gigawatts.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
Yeah, everyone makes gigawatt jokes, so I like making them. It's about your kids, Marty.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm going to make another gripe about the Terminator show.
Yeah.
What kind of name is Cromarty? I hate that name.
It's a
Is
last
that like a
before
robot
from-
name or what?
That's the
It's,
name of the Terminator that's hunting them. Cromarty.
Yeah.
He introduced
Yeah.
himself as Cromarty.
And why does he have a name anyway? Why isn't
Yeah.
he just like the T-800 or the T-850 or whatever it is?
Well, actually,
every
they're
other-
T-888s in the series.
And why didn't the T-1000 have a name, but their Terminator is called Cameron?
Well, I guess because these Terminator, well, the girl Terminator anyway, has to integrate with human beings instead of just hunt them, so she needs to fit in with a name.
Yeah. They couldn't just call her the Hottie Terminator.
She's got a weird head, though.
And I'd take her any. I'd take her
HT8.
any. I would take her any day over Kristana Loken.
Yeah.
That's
With her inflatable boobs.
Isn't
Yeah.
see? I didn't watch the show and I know nothing about it aside from it's there. Isn't the hottie Terminator the chick from Firefly?
Yeah.
yes, Summer Glau.
Yeah. Yeah, why couldn't they not have that show and bring Firefly back? That would be better. And probably cost the same.
Because they wanted to expand this Terminator franchise.
Yeah.
Are they playing these episodes completely out of order so nothing makes any sense like they did with Firefly because Fox is so great?
No, these are in order so far.
I
So
can
far, so
bitch more and more about Firefly if we really want.
No.
Oh, we're on
That's
Terminator.
okay.
I got another thing.
Yeah.
A couple, was it last week or 2 episodes ago, they had Enrique, a character from Terminator 2.
Yeah, I remember that. That's the last one I watched, I think. Yeah.
He was
I was
being-
wondering why they couldn't get the same actor that played Enrique in Terminator 2
He wanted more
when that
money.
very same night. Really? Is that why?
Who knows?
Because that very same
No.
night he was on Prison Break.
They appeased me because they had from Stargate SG-1 Braytak playing him. He's a good character on there, so that basically appeased me.
You never
I'd rather
know.
have-
Maybe he was busy doing Prison Break, so he couldn't do.
Well, his character was killed off that night. He didn't make it through half the episode.
Yeah.
And he was only on
Can't
that
run
one.
I don't know. I don't watch
Run a-
Prison Break.
Run across the Fox parking lot, and Joe B. Enrique, a character he played over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's true. That movie came out in 1991, but the effects still hold up today, so it's a good movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very well made movie.
The Terminator.
I think they should have ended the series there.
Terminator 3 didn't happen. What?
I would prefer it if it didn't happen.
It was an
You know,
okay
the
movie, but
Yeah, the storyline they're putting in the show is kind of like they're trying to make it so Terminator 3 didn't happen.
yeah.
Well, it takes
At
place
least-
before Terminator 3, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they're trying to change that future.
Actually, when they aired the pilot, the original date where it was supposed to take place was 10 days after the original date from Terminator 2 that Arnold says, August 4th.
Yeah.
August 4th, 1997.
Yeah. No, I thought it was 1999. Or
97 was
no,
Hey,
97, that's right, you're right.
Memo to John Connor. Why in the hell can you get a chick that looks like Summer Glau, but you're going to end up marrying Catherine Brewster, who's played by Claire Danes? That's
And
not
lose the
a
eye
good
makeup.
trade-off. Yeah, that's not a good trade-off.
Dude, Claire Danes was hot in Stardust.
But not
Again,
in real life.
that is the worst movie in history
Not
of
in real life.
cinema. I was crying. Oh, it was so bad.
Stardust.
Wait, what are you complaining? Are you complaining about Stardust?
Yeah, I am. In the end, when the evil witch is like walking toward them, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" And then they look at each other, and then they hug, and then the witch explodes, and it's over.
What
And then
are we
he
going to
becomes the
do?
king. What are we gonna do? Let's hug. Bam. Yes,
But
that did it.
Who wrote it? Adult Swim?
No,
Some
that was
retard.
because she's a freaking star, and in like physical contact with him made her happy, which made her glow, and so she grew bright as a star and killed her.
No.
She's the
It
acid
looked at
queen.
movie's logic.
So she has the power to kill people when she's happy. That makes her
Yes.
psycho.
That sounds like so much like an Adult Swim thing.
It wasn't the best ending ever, and the novel ending is better, but I still like the movie.
How did you like when the unicorn
movie.
showed up? The unicorn dances out of the forest. It's like, "Oh, I'll save you."
It's
she
in the
gets
book,
up on the
pretty
unicorn,
much exactly like that. I don't know. You have to.
and then the unicorn is gone because they don't need it anymore.
Unicrons.
And another thing.
Yeah, it
what
would have
is
been
this
better
dark-
if Unicron showed up and saved her.
And pulled his leg off and threw it
George
at someone.
Lowe showed up in unicorn form.
I still function.
What's this Dark Place show that they're showing on Adult Swim now?
Oh man, that's a funny
They've been
show.
showing it for a while.
That is
There's
funny.
6 episodes. It's brilliant.
Garth Marenghi's
Brilliant!
Dark Place. It's kind of like the horror, like
Brilliant!
kind of a scary, like a horror type version of Red Dwarf. Only it's supposed to be like a documentary at the same time. So they keep cutting back to like the character of Garth Marenghi, who's supposed to be like the author of Dark Place, and his what's the other guy supposed to be, the producer?
Yeah.
Dean Lerner.
The beanie.
And it's purposefully bad and awesome.
Yeah.
at the same time. It's brilliant. Brilliant!
I love the one.
Brilliant!
His son, the character that Garth Marenghi plays, Dr. Rick Douglas. He had a son, half man, half grasshopper.
Oh, no, I can never get over Dean, which I have a gif of, firing the shotgun with absolutely no recoil and no reloading, and just kind of turning left and right, firing it non-stop.
And riding the bicycles with the motor engine, the engine motor thing.
Oh, when they, the one where they kept drinking the green liquid that made them, change.
Turn to apes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no one noticed that the liquid was green and kind of thick.
Oh god, that's a funny show. Tom
Yeah,
actually had told me about it originally, and I'm like, huh, what's this show? I'll never watch
And
it.
I occasionally see people, like, in forums going, oh, they should make more episodes of that. Well, it's not that recent. It's not as old as it looks either, but
04, right?
yeah, I mean, they're done with that from a long time ago. And usually on the BBC, good number of shows just run for a few episodes each season.
Yeah, like Spaced. That
Yep.
needed more episodes.
What does that have, 12?
There's like 6 episodes per season. There's like 3 seasons, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm
I've
probably
recently-
wrong with that, but there
No,
was
no American DVD release because of music.
I've recently discovered a show on the BBC called Top Gear. It's their car show, and it's angering yet entertaining as hell. And they're bringing it to NBC soon. So
Are they bringing the BBC version or the crappy
No.
American version?
they're going to make a new one.
Of course.
For
Yes, the crappy
America.
American version.
Yeah.
They already tried that once on Discovery, and it had like 3 episodes. And that was the end of that.
I don't think the United States are ready for Jeremy Clarkson, and I don't think.
Oh, is he actually going to
that-
be on it? Because that's what went wrong with the last one. They had new people.
I don't think so. I think they're going to have new people, but it's going to be on NBC, so you never know. They might get somebody who's actually good at driving and might know.
Because they
be
should
entertaining.
get Clarkson, because Clarkson hates American cars.
He hates everything except for the Ford GT.
Oh, God.
Oh, he actually I haven't seen it in a long time. It's like in his 13th series over in Britain.
Yeah, things are series over there.
The Stag.
Yeah.
Speaking of NBC and cars, what does everyone think of the new upcoming Knight Rider?
I'll
I
give it
think
a chance.
It will be filled with me thinking of Arrested Development.
Yeah, gotta.
With
Michael.
Joe with the voice of the car. I really want to. I mean, come on. They have to put it in somewhere.
Come on.
Where Kit does something, amazing, and Michael, I don't remember what his last name is, not Knight, is in the car, and he goes, "Nice trick, Kit," and then Kit says, "That's not my trick. It's my illusion." And then that show on TV.
They're
The
saying
new theme.
Going to be making a movie.
The new theme song will be "The Final Countdown" by Europe.
Oh, God.
Or that would work too. Just Kit pulls up playing that on his radio. That would be fine
Oh.
too.
Even
Just
fun, they made some kind of
reference to-
horn out of it. So when kids horn honks, it makes that.
Do 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 do.
Michael.
They'll probably end up calling him Michael Knight towards the end of the movie, though, I would think.
Or he'll
Michael.
crash into a wall or something, and I've made a huge mistake.
He'll use Turbo Boost.
That was a huge mistake. So every podcast is going to come loaded with plugs, and I think Jeff had something he wanted to get to.
Oh yeah. Well, I wanted to first thank Mr. George Lowe for.
Yay!
Wait.
Applause.wave.
There we go. Yeah, he recorded that intro you heard, and we played his plugs during the intermission there. And it was a lot of nice audio that we can use. And also, I wanted to mention that Matt Jenkins, he's an animator that worked a lot with Adult Swim. He worked on the first couple seasons of Space Ghost, most of Aqua Teen. He designed all the characters for Brack's show and animated that. He's trying to make his own show right now. He's trying to get it off the ground. It's called Summer Camp of Death, and you can check it out at summercampofdeath.com. He's actually got like half of an episode animated that he did himself,
Awesome.
and
I
it's
looked
looking
at
really
it.
good.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, and I hope it's not something that has some legs.
Yeah, I think personally that's going to get picked up. It looks hilarious. And I think that's all for me on the plug front.
Dad trying.
Anybody? So if you want to contribute to our little shindig here, you can send your emails into swimcast@aquateencentral.com.
.com.
Anybody have any final thoughts?
Jeff, when is V4 coming out for Aqua Teen Central?
It's coming on one of those days.
January?
2012.
It's very similar to January.
95.
But yeah, check out Summer Camp of Death and Dad Shrine, of course. Dadshrine.com forever.
Space Ghost Central.
It hasn't been updated since like 2004.
As I was trying to say, so we can end this thing,
Ring.
the Swimcast is, of course, brought to you by
Aquafresh.
and aboutus.org,
Walrus. These are Walrus.
Castrol GTX,
Peaches.
Walrus, what about the Eggman?
Eggman.
Kukutsu.
Okay.
Yep.
course.
Reese's Peanut Butter.
Just the peanut butter, not the puffs or the cups?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the mud.
You don't count.
Stuff of peanut butter.
Jello Mud Wrestling.
The new one, Grape Nuts.
Grape
and by
Nuts.
Grape Nuts. So,
Kids Nuts.
don't forget about
John.
Riley Martin. He'll be on next week for us, so you can submit your questions. You have 2 days to do that, and I guess we'll get to that. So stay tuned for us coming out possibly this weekend. I guess that means we're done.
Out.
This has been a Send George Lowe All Your Money production.
Yeah.
Well,
This has been Laughing Shark production.
Yeah.
And I think one more kind of production. I think, we're going to find that out in a second.
George, take it away.
This has been an Adult Swim Central production.
That was good. What else is on?